My friend Casey is behind the camera too. She's working on homework and stuff.
She's funny.
Hey y'all, it's me, Alex. Today I'm all dolled up for my 2015 favorites video. This is going to be a long one, probably, so you're going to want to sit down, grab yourself some popcorn, some wine if you're of age, you know, whatever it is you're into, and let's get started. So we're first going to start off with skincare. The first item I don't have with me just because it expired and I haven't repurchased it yet, but it is the Lush Dark Angels Charcoal Face Scrub, and it's absolutely amazing. I love using it during the summer. It's really good, especially if you have oily skin, and it's just really wonderful, and I love the smell of charcoal, and it helped clear my skin, kind of just make my pores like significantly smaller. It's kind of fabulous. And yeah, it's good. Another thing I've been loving this year for skin, this is my wintertime facial thing. I've been loving this, the Body Shop Tea Tree Skin Clearing Facial Wash. It's really good. It will dry your skin out a lot, but it's still amazing. I really like natural ingredients for my face, and this really just helps me out a lot. It's wonderful. The next thing I have been loving for skincare is this Simple Protecting Light Moisturizer with SPF 15. This is my all-the-time moisturizer. I love using it during the summer and during the winter, during the day. I just put this on before I put on my makeup just because I do have like combo to oily skin, and this is just really good for that. It doesn't have any sort of oil or chemicals or anything that would really hurt your skin, and it has an SPF, and just put that on with your foundation and it just provides a really good canvas for that. Another thing for skincare, I just discovered this month, but it's the Simple Nourishing 24-Hour Day and Night Cream. I like using this right before I go to bed because that's usually when I do the majority of my skincare routine. What I'll do is I'll take off my makeup, use a facial cleanser, sometimes do a mask, and then I'll shower. And usually by that point, my skin is extremely dry. So this is really, really good for that. And it's also like a very good basic kind of skin cream because I have never tried anything of that nature before. And it's one of those things where you can like, it tingles and like stings a little bit on your face, but not in like it's about to like acidically melt your skin off, but more like in the, okay, it's working, it's doing things that help my skin kind of way. Finally, for skincare, I've discovered my holy grail makeup wipes. These are the e.l.f. Makeup Remover Cleansing Cloths. They are $3 for 20 in these. These are absolutely amazing. I find them at Walmart, Target, wherever e.l.f. is sold. They're wet, but they're not so wet that you have to wring them out when you use them, and they just do a really good job of getting makeup off without like stinging your face or anything. Now for eyes, there's a lot of things I've been loving for eyes, so I'm going to start off with the primer and just kind of work my way up. I've been loving two primers this year. I use them for different purposes. The one I'm using in this look is the Kat Von D eye primer. I like this because it's very, very sticky. You do not need a lot of it, and it's also like really, really yellow. So I also like sometimes like to take it down underneath my eyes as well to help, you know, decrease under eye circles without, you know, having to take out another product. And the other one I love is my NYX eyeshadow base. I have this in the nude shade and the white shade. I like this because it's really, really smooth. So it provides a good base for just a lot of shadows. I personally like to use my Kat Von D one with my Urban Decay shadows because that helps that stick to my eyes and eyelids, not my actual eyes, because ow. And I like the NYX one for when I use my Anastasia eyeshadows, just because like I think both of those eyeshadows need different kinds of bases. So yeah, now we're gonna get into eyeshadow, which is gonna be really fun because eyeshadow is like my favorite thing in existence. I'm gonna start off with the one I used to get my eye look for today. Y'all know that this was going to be in this video. It is the Urban Decay Naked Smoky Palette. I bought this back in September, I believe it was, and I've been using it basically almost non-stop ever since. I used it to get this smoky cat eye look. I've done a few tutorials with it. If there are any products I've used in this video that I've mentioned that I've done tutorials on. I'll link them down below, and if there's a tutorial that y'all would like to see using one of these products, let me know. So yeah, I'm in love with all of these shades. I've taken the brush out, but aren't they beautiful? I just love a good smoky eye. It's wonderful. The next two come from Too Faced. The first one was a limited edition one this year. I am still going to do a tutorial on using this one, but just so y'all know, it's limited edition and I don't know if it's still available or not. But it is the Too Faced Sugar Pop palette, and I saw the colors inside and I just kind of had to get it because I live for like bright eye makeup. Sorry, I'm getting sick. But yeah, I especially wanted it for the shade Blue Raspberry, and I was so hyped up about that shade to the point that when I got it, I avoided using that shade so much because I was afraid that that the first time I used it, I just wasn't going to do it in the right way, which is weird, so I'm gonna move on. The other eye palette that I got from Too Faced that I've been in love with this year, and actually I've been in love with this for like 2 years now, is the Too Faced Cat Eyes palette. The packaging is so cute. This was my first ever high-end eyeshadow palette, and all of these shades just are absolutely perfect for me. As you can see, I've kind of used the top row a lot. I love doing like natural looking cat eye look with this because that's kind of what it's meant to do. Like these last 3 shades on each row, you can use those wet or dry in order to use it as kind of like a liner with the rest of it, and the top row is actually kind of what got me into actually using more neutral shades. So yeah, it's wonderful. The next eyeshadow palette I've been loving, y'all know it was going to be in this one too with the amount of times I've used it, but it is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Self-Made palette. I got this because there were enough I mostly got it for the shades Ilsa and Deep Purple, because I live for bright, funky colors. But then it's also really gotten me into using like more peachy pink shades, which I never thought I would use before. Which I will have a tutorial out using those very soon as well. I love the shades, like it's made me love especially like Hot and Cold, Sherbet, and Pink Champagne. And also one thing that bugs me, it's not the word sherbet. There is no second R, it's sherbet. But that's a minor complaint and I should really just not say anything about that. The last eyeshadow palette I've been loving is the Nude Tude palette from The Balm. My friend Amanda sent it to me. Thank you, Amanda. And these eyeshadows are so pigmented and so silky soft. And I absolutely love them. I've done a tutorial using these and I have another idea that I'm gonna use very soon. And this one has actually gotten me into like more olive green shades, like Sophisticated and Selfish, and it has that wonderful matte black over there, which is Serious. I'm not entirely sure what to do with Snobby yet, but I'm gonna do something. It's gonna be good. Okay, so I have 2 different brands of eyeshadow singles that I've been loving. The first one is from Urban Decay. I have 2 specific ones that I love. The first one is Rockstar, and that is like the perfect smoky purple. I love, like, I can just, well, both of these shades I can just use alone and absolutely love. This one, like, I think every person in their makeup wardrobe should just have a good purple smoky shade, and I definitely think that this is it. Like, if you want to splurge on just like a high-end eyeshadow single, get this. My necklace keeps going. But yeah, definitely have this one in your collection, and you should also have the shade Lounge in your collection. I got this one just because it was a really awesome duochrome thing going on. It's like a reddish brown with an emerald, well, not quite emerald, but a greenish blue duochrome, and it's absolutely wonderful. The other eyeshadow singles I've been loving are the NYX Prismatic Shadows. I have them in the shade Mermaid, Liquid Gold, and Girl Talk. Girl Talk is supposed to be a dupe for Kitten by Stila, which I don't know because they're not cruelty-free, so I haven't tried them. Liquid Gold is a little bit more bronzy than gold, but it's still amazing. And Mermaid I had to fix because it was broken when I bought it, but I fixed it with alcohol, so the shade isn't quite what it originally was, but I still think that it's absolutely stunning. Now it's time for eyeliner favorites. I think there's at least one that y'all know is going to end up in this, and that is the Kat Von D Ink Liner in Trooper. I've bought this 3 times now. It's really amazing. I've been scared to use liquid liner, and then I got this because a really nice Sephora lady recommended it to me, and I've learned how to do like the cat eye thing with it, and I've discovered that a really good way to do it is, instead of just trying to draw a line with the tip across your eye, is to use the side of the felt tip and kind of just like press it in and draw the line like that. The other eyeliner favorite I have are the NYX Gel Liner and Smudger. I have them in the shade Jet Black, which is my favorite, my go-to, because for some reason this black is very different than other blacks in that it just brings something out in my eyes that I don't quite understand, but I love. And the other shade that I have, if I can get it open, is the shade Teal, which I haven't used nearly as much just because I usually just do like black eyeliner and funky eye look and go with my life, but I love using teal, especially during the summer. It's really, really good. Okay, so I have 3 mascara favorites. 2 out of the 3 of them I'm not using in this video just because they're expired, so I should not put them anywhere near my eyes if I don't want to go blind. But the one that I have that is still good is my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I had trouble loving this at first just because it's really thick and clumpy. It's just one of those things that you have to learn how to work with. I do kind of like the Size Queen mascara better, but I haven't used it in a really long time. So after I run out of this one, I'm gonna get that one. But this one's still amazing. Like, I understand the hype surrounding this. It's great. The next one I love is my Physicians Formula Sexy Booster Cat Eyes Mascara. I love the packaging for one. Just like red lace on a black thing with a little bow and a high heel. Wonderful. Also, huge brush. I love huge brushes. And it smells like vanilla. So if you're sensitive to scents, you know, sucks to be you, but this is really good. I'm sorry, Allison. I know you're really sensitive to that. I'm really sorry, but this is good. Okay, and the other mascara I love is my NYX Doll Eyes Mascara. Again, not using this one in this video because it's expired, but I kept it around so I could, like, have it physically in this. And I love this on my lower lashes, just because it has, like, that really tiny brush, because I struggle with lower lash mascara, not because it, like, smudges or anything, but because just the way my lashes are and that they're so long. If I put any sort of like big volumizing mascara on it, I look extremely creepy, and that's not a look I go for on a regular basis. So this small little brush just provides a really nice way to make that happen, like to make more darkness happen under there without it making me look like I have spiders on my eyes. I only have one brow love. This is my one true love. It is the Milani Brow Gel in Taupe. I have talked about my love for this. I'm gonna do a tutorial using this. It's just absolutely wonderful. I've recommended it to my mom, and she has very thin brows and she loves it. She uses it in a different shade, but she loves it. I cannot sing the praises of this enough. It just holds my brows in place and fills it in without it being too heavy, and it's also been like really hard for me to find like a good blonde-ish brow gel that doesn't run like really red. So this is wonderful. Alright, now on to face. We're gonna start with primer and work our way up. The first thing, I only have 2 primers that I really love. The first one is this little sample of a NARS primer. It is the Radiance Enhancing Pro Prime. I was scared of this one because it was radiance enhancing and I have combo oily skin, but it's really good, and I do eventually want to get the full size of it. But you know, NARS is extremely expensive, but I know in my heart that it will happen one day. Why does my necklace keep turning? But it will happen. The other primers I love are the e.l.f. face primers. I have the illuminating one right now, and I've also tried the color correcting one. All of them are really good. They keep my makeup just on my face, like a primer is supposed to do. Yeah. Foundations. The first one I love is the Physicians Formula Super BB one. This is SPF 30. I have it in the shade Light Medium. This is one of the ones that I usually pretty much just use during the summer. I alternate between a couple, like this one and the next one. This one is really just like very light and thin. I do like to set it with like a setting spray or a powder because it does get kind of sticky. But it's thin while still giving me enough coverage because I do, like, my skin isn't exactly the greatest. So this is really wonderful. My other summer foundation is the Bare Minerals Original Broad Spectrum SPF 15 foundation. I use it in the shade medium during the summer. I don't really use it during the winter just because mineral foundations, powder, not exactly the greatest because I do have dry patches in the winter, but this goes on so nicely, and it gives such buildable full coverage, which I really love and I really need. Like with this, I don't really have to use concealer, which is wonderful. And then these two foundations are good like all year round. The first one is the one I have on my face right now, and it is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. I've done a full review on this, which I'll link to down below, but this is so wonderful. I just have to remember to shake it before using. I use it in the shade 3.5. If you are about my skin shade, but have a bit more of a yellowy skin tone, you would need to go to a 3.0. But this is $40. I'm almost out of it, so I haven't been using it that much recently, like only for special occasions, but it's still really, really good. And the other foundation is only $4, and it is my Wet n Wild Coverall foundation. I've also done a full review on this. I've talked about this extensively. I use it in the shade Light, and it's just absolutely wonderful. If you've watched my channel, you'll know how I feel about this. Contour and highlight. The first thing I've been loving, y'all could probably guess, is the Kat Von D Shade Light Contour Palette. I've already hit pan on a little bit on this highlight, which I still don't like that term. Don't hit me, please. And I usually just use these two with a little bit of the yellow for an under eye setting, but I've recently been able to like do my roommate's foundation and stuff with this as well. She's a bit darker than me, so I've been able to like contour her face, which is really fun because I love doing people's makeup for like people who don't look like me. It's really cool. I digress. The other contour palette I love is this City Color Contour Effects one. I can only use it during the summer though. This was $5 from Five Below. I really like it. I do not care much for the highlight. I use a different highlight when I use it, but the bronze and contour shades are both really, really good. These are really dark, so I do have to stick to using this during the summer, but again, I've done a full review on this one as well, and it's quite good. For highlight specific things, I really like the NYX Illuminator in Ritualistic. I have hit pan on this as well. I prefer this during the summer just because it does have a bit more of like a champagne gold-ish tint to it, but otherwise it's absolutely fantastic. It's just like, if you're starting out with highlight, this is a product that I would recommend, if that makes sense, because it's not too terribly expensive. There are a lot of different shade options, like there are some with more pinky undertones if that's what you want, and it's easy to just like swipe it on really lightly, or you can really build up the coverage if you want. I also love the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter in Radiant Lights. This is the one I've been using recently just because it, as opposed to the goldy champagne undertone of NYX Ritualistic, this one has a little bit more of a pinky neutral undertone, so I love that during the winter when I don't have a tan. And I didn't like this at first just because I wasn't sure, like you kind of have to really get in there if you want a lot of pigment, but once you do, wow, it's great. And this one I was actually scared of at first, but I bought it from Five Below for $3 and it took me forever to want to use this. It is the City Color Glowing Complexion Illuminating Cream, but holy crap, this is great. Like, I was scared of like any sort of liquid, glittery, shiny thing on my face, but I figure, you know, it was $3, so why the heck not? And it actually works really, really, really well. I was pleasantly surprised. Like, what I do is I'll dab like 3 little dots onto my cheekbones and then dab it in with a beauty blender. Not a beauty blender, Real Technique sponge. I'm not paying $20 for a sponge. I've mentioned that before. But anyway, I digress. This is really, really good. Blushes. For a person who doesn't care all that much for blush, I have 4 of them. The first 2 are both Milani Baked blushes. I have this one in number 2, Rose D'Oro, and this one in number 10, Delizioso Pink. Both of them are really good. I like the Rose D'Oro one a little bit more just because it's better at all times of the year and it can provide like a little bit of bronzer at the same time as it does the blush, whereas the other one, I don't know, I feel like it only works during like the spring and summer, really just like the color it is, but it's still really, really beautiful. Now this is my holy grail blush. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 24-Hour Blush in Dazzled. This was kind of like a starter blush for me. Not really a starter. I've used blush before this, but this is just one that I like to use on days when I'm just like, my skin's really red and I don't really like it. So I use this just because it gives very light coverage, but just enough to add some color to your face. And the last blush I really like is this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Illuminating Powder. I have it in the shade Spotlight Peach. And I just really love all of this. You have to use a very, very, very light hand with this, because this can go really, really dark really, really fast, and that's just not good. But it's absolutely wonderful because I like to use this like, I use this one like I use the Milani Rose d'Oro one. I use it on days when I don't want to do like the full-on like highlight, blush, bronzer, all of that. I just like to swirl it in, swirl my brush in this one, tap it off, put it on, and just go. 3 concealers. The first one is this e.l.f. Cover Everything Concealer. I have it in the shade Corrective Yellow. Y'all have seen me use this one before. I use it under my eyes just before I go on with my foundation. It's really, really good, really, really creamy, and it was $1. Another one from e.l.f. I love this e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer. This is what I've been using recently because I had run out of the next one that I'm going to mention. The only problem I have is this doesn't have as much of a shade range as a lot of other brands, but I still think this one does a really good job, especially on the under eyes. And the other concealer, y'all have seen me use this one and talk about it a million times, is this Holy Grail level, is the NYX HD Concealer. I always use it in the shade Light. This is wonderful for spot correcting, under eyes, basically anything that you could think of. And this has a much better shade range than the e.l.f. concealer. And finishing sprays. The first one I love is this Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I got this like in a small size. I eventually want to get the full size, but it's expensive and I have no money. But you know, it's great. And I love setting sprays as opposed to powders because like they kind of help my makeup set in and look less cakey. It's great. And the other one is the Hard Candy Fast and Fabulous Makeup Setting Spray. And you always have to say it, you know, like in a radio announcer voice when you say that. Like, let's be honest. But this one does have a bit of a weird smell, but it was like $7. And it's a really nice drugstore alternative to the Urban Decay one. I was very scared at first that it was going to be, like it was going to break my skin out just because, I don't know why, but like I've seen all over social media that Hard Candy just kind of has a reputation for doing that with their face products. But this one was really, really good and I love it. Lipstick time. My first favorite are these Too Faced Melted Liquefied Longwear Lipsticks. I have the shade Melted Ruby, Melted Frosting, Melted Chihuahua, Melted Candy, and Melted Sugar. Melted Ruby is what I'm wearing right now. My favorite one is probably Melted Chihuahua. It kind of matches my nails a little bit. I don't like the name of it just because I'm just like, don't melt a poor little doggy, but these are absolutely wonderful. These are some really just good liquid lipsticks. They're not transfer proof, but if you want like a nice lighter, creamier feel to a liquid lipstick that isn't so drying, I highly, highly recommend these. And the other thing that I love about them is that basically what color that's going to end up on your lips is exactly the same as the color of the tube that they come in. Next high-end lipstick, I love the Urban Decay Revolution lipstick in F-Bomb. This is like the perfect red lipstick. I've talked about this before. This was about the same shade that my Nana always wore. Obviously, she wouldn't have worn one called F-Bomb, but it's still really wonderful. And the packaging is so cute and gunmetal-y, and like you can layer this throughout the day without it being extremely heavy or cakey or like flaky or whatever. It's just really good. Last high-end lipstick, Kat Von D's Lolita. I love her liquid lipsticks. I want this in all the shades now. This one is a lot thicker and drier of a formula than the Too Faced Melteds, but this is still absolutely wonderful. I like this because this can basically stay on all day. My nose is itchy, I'm so sorry. But this can basically stay on all day throughout so long as you don't eat a whole lot of like greasy food or whatever, it's gonna be there for you, girl. It's gonna be there. On to drugstore. I have 2 favorite drugstore lipsticks. The first one are these Milani Silk Finish lipsticks. I have them in the shade Blushing Beauty and Cabaret Blend. I love these just because they're, well, they go on really well and you can layer them without them like flaking off like the Urban Decay one, but also because they smell like watermelon Jolly Ranchers. It's a great smell. I don't know, I just love that artificial fruit smell, guys. I'm just weird. Last drugstore lipstick, these are the NYX Butter Lipsticks. I have them in the shades Razzle, Hunk, Sweet Tart, and Pops. I really love these. I feel like Pops is a really good, not necessarily formula dupe, but color dupe to Melted Chihuahua on days when you don't want to wear so much. These are a bit more sheer in formula as opposed to like the Milani ones or the Urban Decay or any of the other lipsticks I own. So they are going to blend with your natural lip color a bit more than a lot of other lipsticks, but they're still absolutely wonderful. Okay, so now we're going to do hair, nails, and miscellaneous stuff, and then we're going to get the heck out of here. So for hair care, my dream team, the Not Your Mother's Beach Babe Moisturizing Shampoo and the Ren Pure Originals Brazilian Keratin Straightening Conditioner. Obviously, I'm still queer as a $3 bill, so this hasn't straightened me out, but it like really works together. My hair has never felt so soft. Casey is laughing in the background. And this shampoo, I finally realized what it was this shampoo smells like, that I love it so much. It smells like Rice Krispie treats. And I can't eat Rice Krispie treats because they have marshmallows in it and marshmallows have gelatin. But this smells so good, and it moisturizes and texturizes my hair enough. And this one doesn't actually do a whole lot of straightening to my hair anyway. I know I make jokes about like how yeah, but it hasn't straightened my hair out all that much. All it's done is just repair all the damage that I do to it on a regular basis, because I mean, y'all know this isn't natural. So yeah, I do have to take really good care of my hair, and these most definitely do that for me. And for hair styling, I don't do all that much, but when I do feel like putting something in my hair, I use this Not Your Mother's Beach Babe Texturizing Sea Salt Spray. And this smells like coconut, and it's like really tropical. Like normally I don't care much for coconut, but this smells like really good. Just remember, I just kind of like spray it in my hair, mush it around, all that fun stuff. And I just have to remember that I'm wearing it, because sometimes I'll rinse out my hair while I'm in the shower and I'll taste some salt water, and I'm just like, I swear I didn't sweat that much today. It's still good. Nails. So this is a very underrated product that I love. I love the Ulta base and top coat. I just think these are absolutely wonderful to use. They're so underrated. I never hear anybody talking about Ulta nail polishes, but these are just really good. They keep on, like, they provide a really good base for my nails, just because my nails are long, but they have like a lot of ridges in them and are pretty dry. So this helps smooth it out a lot, and the top coat just helps it last a lot longer, and these help them not stain my nails, which is always wonderful. And I really love the formula of the Wet n Wild nail polishes. These are 93 cents. And I also have one of their Mega Last Salon nail color ones. I have this one in Wet Cement. I love this one too. But I absolutely love the 93-cent ones. I have this one in red, black cream, and grape mine sink alike, and I've worn these like non-stop. These are just really good cheap nail polishes, and like there are nail polishes that I will spend money on if I like the colors, because the color selection in these, aside from these, there might be a couple others that I want, but just not a lot I'd wear during this time of year, so I'll just wait on them. But like these are formulated absolutely amazing. I only have to go like 2 coats at the most with these, and they stay on really well, and they're just absolutely wonderful. Quick miscellaneous favorites, I'm just gonna list it off, not really give a whole lot of explanation to each of them because my throat's starting to hurt. But here we go. For TV, I love Whose Line Is It Anyway?, Mock the Week, Property Brothers, American Horror Story, Hotel, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and Jessica Jones. All of those are amazing. For movies this year, I have loved Inside Out, Avengers Age of Ultron, and Crimson Peak. Oh. Woo! Crimson Peak, you got to see Tom Hiddleston's Crimson Peak, eh? For books, 2 things: Red Letter Revolution by Shane Claiborne and Tony Campolo, and A Year of Biblical Womanhood by Rachel Held Evans. Also, The Smartest Book in the World by Greg Proops came out this year, but I haven't read it yet. But I'm hoping to get it for Christmas and read it because Greg Proops is, like, my ideal man. So.
Crimson Peak.
And for music, there are 2 albums I love. American Beauty, American Psycho by Fall Out Boy, and The Pink Print by Nicki Minaj. I was doing so well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been a wonderful year. I'm so glad that I decided to do this. This year is so wonderful, such a good idea. And anyway, I love you all very much, and I'm going to see you all in the new year. I'll see you in my next video. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye! And first of all, there are unicorns on the packaging.